Welcome to episode 32 of Breaking Hertz. Kama kawaida, it's your boy Hafare, aka Rodney Malik Casino, aka Mr. Metronome, aka your girlfriend's boyfriend. And for today, I am an overworked, underpaid salaryman. I hate it here. As usual,
it's your girl Sookie, aka Sookie Murage, aka Sookie.jpg, aka Jessica Rabbit, aka Uzumaki. Thank you for coming back for another week. This week is especially interesting to call Jew with the goons.
Jew with the...
You knew
yeah,
we'd do that.
I could feel it. I could feel it.
Like that. Like
To go Jew with the...
Guy, to go Jew with the goons.
I have no idea.
So I wanted to lead with that, but like now you guys have taken the fun out of it. Tumesema mimi unpredictable.
No. Imagine.
I personally did not expect it. I could feel it. I was like, let's go.
Okay, well, you just get it. Okay.
If they know, they know.
If
If they know, they know.
Justin
Timberlake and them. Come on.
You know. So I will let our lovely guests introduce themselves because they have very many hyphens and I don't want to miss any of them. So mnafanyanga in order of alphabet. Mkona like an in-sync intro thingy vile mi na Hafare tukona AKAs.
God damn, you actually need to think about that.
We do.
But I'll let you go first.
Like a Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Don't
get
me started. Who's Batman? Who's Robin? So Alanyet?
No,
He's Batman.
He's
Batman.
We have our thing. We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Ah, yeah.
Hey everybody, my name is Maali. Do I have any AKAs? Kweli? Oh, guy.
It's
Okay,
me,
I don't
Mario.
claim one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey everybody, my name is Maali, aka Malio. It's a me, aka the panty dropper. I don't claim that one, aka Blade Boy. And
Kuna
this
nyingine?
is another one.
Anyways, let me not expose him. What's good, my people?
Uh-oh.
It is your boy Razor Man, aka Mze Wembe, aka Wembe Man, aka Mr. Tukoju with the Goons, aka Mr. 1, 2, 3, Twende.
Aha.
Hey.
Wonderful. Ah, lovely.
Nice.
Yup,
The
that's
energy.
me.
Tunaenda.
Wait, Razor Man and Blade Boy.
Yes,
Blade
sir.
Boy. That's what it is.
Actually, have you seen his earring?
Yes.
Subtle marketing, you know?
Ooh, you're like true to the brand.
True to the
Onyesha
brand. They
kamera,
need to know.
onyesha
In
kamera,
fact,
watu waone, onyesha kamera, watu waone.
hata matatu ziko akitaka kuona tatu wasishangae lazima always
It isn't a phase, mom.
No,
It's a
no.
lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. Get to the times.
Exactly. So thank you so much for you guys being here.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Yes,
We've been
for
planning
having
this
us,
for a
man.
minute. Kumekuwa na back and forth na management, lakini tumemanage, ndio? So
Finally.
anyway, before we get into it, let me just literally tell you what I've been listening to this week. I've listened to two projects by the same group from Brazil from 1973 and 1975. And both of them, it's by a group called Trio Mokoto. And both albums are called Trio Mokoto by Trio Mokoto. So
Is that like Trio Mio's big brother?
maybe it's Trio Mio's ancestors who
You
were taken
never
as slaves
know.
to Brazil. Who knows? Back in the day.
Okay.
But they do samba rock.
Oh, nice.
Remember the song I sent you that I said this would be really good to sample?
Yeah.
Like sometime wiki imepita. Yeah, those guys. They're really fun to listen to. I have no idea what they're saying, but their music sounds so good.
That's
It sounds so
amazing.
much fun. It sounds like it was made on the best of drugs.
God damn.
Yes. And I found out that drugs are quite cheap in Brazil. Like not... Because
Yeah.
you know, it's right next to Peru and Colombia, so the price is like... Ni bei ya jioni, bei ya nyumbani. So yeah, that's what I've been listening to. I can't really go into the specifics. I didn't even write notes. I've had one hell of a week. But yeah, I'll put it down in the description. You guys can go listen to it. And I feel like even without me describing it, it would be better for you to just experience it. Come a surprise, because it's really good. There's a particular song on the projects called Nawadianta. That is, hey, the piano, the guitar,
Yeah.
everything.
Amazing.
That song, patia producer wako, tell him I want this. This is what I want. Atakupatia hit. I promise you.
Tuongea kando.
Sindio?
Yeah, lazima tuongee kando.
Sookie?
I tended to listen to a lot more mixes last week. I didn't get to listen to as many projects. I listened to the Killer Mike project, but I really wanted to talk about it with Hafare after he'd listened to it as well. So Tutaketi will come back with a good review of that. Kathembe tumekusikia. But the mixes I was listening to are an ode to the new wave of Nairobi DJs. There was an article in Bubblegum Club that highlighted a couple
By
of
Dre
them.
Archie.
Yes,
Shout
by
out
Joy.
Joy.
Shout out to Joy.
Shout out Joy.
And I also just got to see a lot of the mixes have been uploaded either on SoundCloud or just wherever you can find mixes. And the two that I listened to are by Now Is Good. This is the mix that she did for the at the Mist for the New Wave event. This was on 6th May 2023. And then there's Friends and Strangers, Volume 1 by Burugu. The thing I like about both of these mixes is they tap into what I like to call millennial energy. It's 2000s flips of, it's flips of 2000s music with like Kenyan bars. And like just like a hint of that time fused with some of the music from the 2010s, just basically the music that we all grew up with, which touches on something that we were talking about, Maali, earlier. And I really want to get into it, especially talking about the Wanderlust party and what's been happening there. Yeah, but besides Now Is Good and Burugu, I got to listen to the Penimbili Studio Mtaani 1 playlist. This is by our very, very good friend Anto. Anthony.
Actually, he didn't curate the playlist.
He didn't curate the playlist.
Mudama is on, like,
Mudama curated it, but like
playlist.
it's a series that's coming up, and it's something that I've actually noticed. A lot of people are putting their friends on to like either make playlists or just curate in general, share the music that they're listening to. There's
Actually,
a lot of
sidebar, just
Yeah?
we have been invited to curate one of.
Mbona unaniambia saa hii? Like, uko na namba yangu msee.
It felt like the appropriate time to drop it, you
I
know.
think, yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, pia mtatuana hapo, and
Yes.
I saw Meet Me also has something that like that coming up. They're going to have a couple of playlists curated by their friends, and yeah, I think it's a great way to I guess learn about new artists, find out about new music from your friends, from collectives that curate events and festivals and things like that. Like, people need to share more of the stuff that they listen to when nobody's watching. It's my firm belief. And yeah, ni hayo tu nilikuwa nasikiza.
Before we go into anything else, I want to put you on the spot.
Why?
The thing you were doing last year, you remember the thing you told me to do for you, and then you never put it out? This is the time, sawa.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not going to go into more details on air, but this is the time.
Yes, this is the time.
I'm putting
This
it out
is
in a
the
public
time.
space. Not kuulize, what was it?
I'm just like, I really need to know because
Yeah.
I want people to put the pressure on you. You clearly
Yeah.
Mimi. You don't respect me.
No, I do.
I'm playing.
I do, and I've had
not
them,
playing.
and I also just I released a couple of the playlists that I've been sitting on since. I mean, Music Day was last week. Also, thank you to Kipepeo Agency. The event on
Yeah, the
Wednesday was
event was really
crazy. I liked seeing
guys.
I liked seeing Groovy perform. I liked
Sookie
seeing.
knows why I'm saying that.
No, she told us just a little bit. She told us, where?
But the highlight of my night was watching Groovy Joe perform a version of Today, like a rock version of Today, with and Isam Gavi being on stage, and it was just a good night. Like, people should perform more rock versions of their rap songs, man. Shrap, nini, kila mtu aweke tu
Whatever.
Mmesikia? Mmetusikia?
duly noted.
So before we get into it, just give us quickly what you guys have been listening to, who you've been listening to.
Yeah.
Just a quick rundown. Si lazima go into detail mingi sana.
I think for me, I've gone back to my UK grime and UK rap days. So I've been listening to a lot of the new project with Dave and Central C. Of course, Stormzy dropped on Thursday last week. That song goes crazy with Fredo. Just been listening to a lot of UK rap, and then also listening to a lot of my besties in preparation for this weekend and Blankets and Wine. I've been listening to a lot of Maya Molo. Shout out to Maya Molo.
Lovely.
Her most recent album. That's been keeping me going the whole of last week. So yeah.
Nice.
I have found myself in a very weird place musically, because usually I prefer to find full projects. Maybe sometimes an EP, but there on rare occasion where I find a perfect album, beginning to end, no skips, it is lovely. I will obsess over it for a long period of time until I
Yeah.
find the next one.
Yeah.
I have not found one of those. So on and off, I've listened to John Bellion's last project. But more than anything, I listened to my playlist, which is accurately called It's a Me, Malio. I put this
Check
year's.
it out on Spotify.
I put
It's just trying to
hey,
plug his something like this, you know?
it's okay. It's hidden now, but if just in case I forget, remind me on like Instagram or something. If I don't listen to that one, I listen to the one I made for last year's music, which is called My Chest.
Nice.
Ulikuwa unakapitia?
These names, man.
That's very important. That's a very
it's
important question to ask. My brother, were you going through it?
No, it's fine. But
This is a safe space.
as
This is the therapy couch.
Sindio?
as the kind of songwriter I am, I do like to lean more into songs that just acutely touch depression. Just acutely.
Acutely?
I am having a lovely day. The sun is bright. I have shades on. Life is good. My edges are edging. I didn't even know I had edges. You know, I removed my durag.
And it's
I'm
just
seeing waves.
waves.
I'm like, hey,
Just like
I shouldn't have those.
Hey.
Yeah.
But the music is like, oh, that's real. That's real music.
You're like, is this nigga okay?
So, oh, man. that
You
one song made any my choice.
You remind me of Jinji Ito.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes, you remind me. He writes the bleakest
he's so
stuff.
smiley
Yeah.
and happy.
He's like the most positive person. Like you can't
But the
believe
art
he,
is
he writes
dark.
that shit like, whoa.
It's dark.
It's
Yeah.
And then you mean, what a beautiful day. It's sunshine and rainbows and butterflies. Why do you have a frown, my friend?
Yeah. So yes, I've just been listening to my playlist, which has an assortment of different artists that I stumble upon here, there, everywhere.
Lovely.
Yes.
And can we? Who are some of those artists? And okay, like in the past, like maybe like 3 weeks, or like 2 artists that like have stood out to you besides John Bellion. People that you
Besides-
look to as inspiration, or like just you find their sound so crispy. You know.
I always listen to Sad Story for one. Always. Again, perfect album. They released one. Do you know how annoying it is to release one album and then break up as a group? No singles before it, maybe a few covers on like YouTube. One perfect album and then you dip. That you're going to have our own lives. At least One Direction.
At least.
At least they gave us several things to work with. You can say, at the beginning, after Simon Cowell, towards the end. Anyways, Third Story. I can't remember the guy's name. There's a guy called Joseph. Joesef. Joseph. He's really cool. There's a dude from the
Joseph.
UK. I can't remember.
Oh no, Joseph. I was thinking like the Gengeton guy.
Coco Jones.
Oh, okay.
A bit. I still haven't gone into the album. I'm sorry. There's so many people that have told me to listen to it. I also want to listen to Kiki Palmer's new project. Haven't gotten there yet. And yeah, it's an assortment of different things here and there. I've been doing more gigs, so I've been leaning more towards the music I need to be listening to rather than the music I would like to be listening to for fun. Specifically. Yeah.
Now that the things you listen to, like the artists you listen to, your playlist, how do they build into your like creativity and like discovering your musical persona as an artist?
I would say a lot of what you like to listen to is a lot of what you'd like to make, and it reflects in studio, for example, where you'll record something and you'll say, I can't put my finger on what's missing. Let's just try out a bunch of things. And you'll try out a bunch of things and your mind will give you an idea, but it's a reiteration of something that you've heard before. As somebody that does R&B music, he's an R&B guy, he has an R&B voice. It is a lot of music that I grew up on. So I listen to, I don't know, like You Got It Bad by Usher, or there's another song by Usher, I can't remember what it's called. But there's a certain, you just know after chorus 2, the R&B guy will go off.
Yes.
In chorus 2, he'll go off. It's not just the chorus, it's the chorus past the So you're there in the studio and you're like, it just needs well, let me just click record, let me try something. And you'll do an almost identical version of that thing, but you change it up just a little bit. You don't have to cheat on the exam, just change the sentence.
Like, exactly. Not word for word, baby.
Not word for word, bar for bar. Just make it cute. So a lot of the music I listen to, one, it is music that inspires me. It is as an artist, I want to communicate things in the simplest and most effective way. Like I can lean as much as I want to into poetry, etc., etc. I can say things in a poetic way, but a lot of the time, for me, the things that touch my chest, shameless plug for my thing. These are simple things that go straight to the heart. Like, wow, that is a moment in my life that I had thought of, but wasn't quite able to express as cleanly and as clearly as you have. It's like you have lived my life.
Yeah.
Which, quick side note, somebody I think 2 days ago at a show at the Wanderlust party was at the Wanderlust party sound check was telling me, dude, I've known about your song with Razor Man, Dancing at Deja, and like the first time I heard it, just like a month or something ago, I didn't get it. And then this past week, I lived that exact song, word for word, bar for bar. I found a babe that like it made sense, and I was like, yes,
Beautiful.
Wonderful. That was really dope. Reza, could you answer the same question for us? We'd like to know also your thought process on this.
Yeah, I think for me, most of the people who know me know that I don't just do music, or that's not my goal with this whole thing. And so most of the people that I look up to, especially before we move into sound, are people who are a brand, people who are doing so much more than just the music. So I know for the longest time, even before I knew that I wanted to be an artist, someone like Stormzy was just something else. It's because I was listening to UK music heavily. And when you look at Stormzy and everything that he does, the movement that he has, you're just like, this is something. Also, I normally say my music is not enjoyed mostly being listened to. You have to enjoy it live. And so because of that, then most of my influences then become people like Burna Boy, Wizkid. You think of guys like Nyashinsky, locally, Calligraph Jones, and how you get on stage and how you're able to command so much attention at the same time. And so Nyashinsky and all of these guys that I'm mentioning are also my favorite artists. So then you look at all of that and you're just like, okay, how then are you able to fuse all of this at the same time, growing up listening to a lot of Kapuka and Ogopa DJs and whatnot, and Akina Nazizi and Waire, and it's just like a lot of this music all has to boil in and become this one sound.
Yeah, it does.
And at some point in my life also I got into listening to not Afrobeats but Alte Cruz, which is like more relaxed Afrobeats, and I was just like, that also goes with the Razor Man persona, because everyone is just like, Razor Man is a lover's boy and he's a ladies man, nini, all of that stuff. And in as much as I do not own it, like Maali said earlier on, these things they're just bought on you. And you just unaekelewa na, by the way.
Miss Yonge.
Have you watched Lion King? Have you watched Lion King?
Yes.
You know Mufasa?
James Earl Jones.
Razor Man.
But they won't tell you.
Let me tell you the truth. First of all, this is not a safe space for Nyashinsky fans.
Why?
Listen, no, I need
Speak
to
now.
mediate. Okay, so welcome to Breaking Hertz. This is it's not a Nyashinsky free zone, but let's say it's a hostile environment for the discussion of his artistry.
Contact the Wagner group.
I think if I have that conversation here, it'll be a long one.
No, but Reza, I think you mentioning him. I think you mentioning him is important because we need to bridge it somehow. Like, because the way that his stage presence has also made a difference in like the hearts of Kenyan fans, like over the past couple of years. Like, it's something we can't understate, Hafare. Like, whether we like it or not.
Do you not know me?
I know. I know you. But like
before I'm a man, I'm a
hater.
Love that one.
before I'm a man, I'm a hater.
No, but I think
I want to know why.
Yeah.
What exactly?
Okay, honestly, and this is the truth, I have never spoken on this show. I have spoken on my dislike and everything.
Yes.
And I never will, because that will destroy this episode. I will go on a tangent. I'll pull out a chalkboard, by the way. I will legitimately pull out a chalkboard and start like, have you seen the picture of Einstein?
It started with his first single.
As in you went home and drew up graphs to hit on Kanye West. So I think
It's to prove a point.
No,
It's
I
to prove a damn point. point.
think-
I
Okay,
was
no,
thinking about
Kanye
that
was
this morning.
fun, I
Look, see, there's a show that's come out this weekend called Amavago. So are you. Make charts for Nyashinsky. Like, we just want to understand statistically
actually,
why
I
you
really
don't
need
You
make
know,
to
I
know,
want to
I
make a
need to know
chart,
that.
a full-on PowerPoint presentation. Nakwambia, with all the good transitions. The
I'm
ones you
ready.
pay for.
I'm ready.
Now
Pro.
we use AI.
ChatGPT, baby. I'll even put the TikTok voice.
Damn. So yeah, that's a conversation that you'll have on the side for sure.
For
Because
sure.
Yeah.
I need to understand. But I think for me, the reason that is there is, as I said, I grew up listening to a lot of music. Like me, my parents, when they're going to Vasha for parties, house parties, Nini, I was that small kid at the party listening to a lot of this music. And so it's just very influential. It just comes to you very naturally. And you just have an appreciation for it outside of all the debates that happen that just impact you as a musician. And so I also started listening to a lot of Alte Cruz music. And when I started off music, I just said that I want to do something different. I don't want to come on and then be doing the trap that everyone is doing and try to be this person that I'm not, you know? And so I just said, I'm just going to do me and I'm just going to make a different sound. And so I specifically structured my sound from zero with my producer. There's no starting point, but here we go. And let's just make something and experiment until it works. And now, owing to all of those people that I've mentioned, I think they're just risk takers. And they're very unapologetic about what they do, how they do it, when they do it. And I said, you know what? That's how I'm going to move. And so all of that has just now made me who I am. And it reflects in my music and now everything else that I'm doing outside of my music. So,
lovely.
yeah.
Now, you said you're a coastal voice, and you're
Yeah,
Mombasa.
badly.
Reformed beach boy. He's only
We didn't get that far.
old.
No, we didn't get that far. But
Some bunnies.
kwa
Ako
Chakambaya
pilot
hapo
which
kwa
you
beach,
know I
yeah.
love you, baby.
Niaje mrembo.
Now, two things. First of all, I'd really like to know how or if the coastal influence has reflected in your music or if it's going to reflect in your music. Because I know I have friends from coast who wakifika Mtito one day they lose the accent.
Yeah.
Like Mtito one day
That is
kama kuna
us.
switch.
That is Maali and I.
Yeah, kuna
literally.
switch like chap.
Yup.
Ukifika Mtito one day una sauti ya Nairobi.
Yes,
Ukifika
yes.
Mtito one day sauti ya Mombasa.
Yes.
Si ndio?
Yes.
Also, do you know Kalebawiti? Because
That-
I would
They-
like
Okay.
They are
talk about it.
collaborators.
the collaborators, si ndio?
We shall
Please,
talk about
if you can pass this message to him.
Yes.
Mwambie question God. Hiyo ngoma I
Hiyo
looked up at
ni-
the stars and nikaona Mungu mwenyewe.
Yes, yes.
He came down and touched me hapa hivi.
Yeah.
Opened my
actually-
third eye akaniambia my son you are now he looked like Dr. Umar.
Yeah. Actually, so Caleb Awiti and I have grown up together. We were in school together from primary school, grew up, and how I got into music actually was through Caleb Awiti. Before he released his first project, Love Letters 1, he came and he was playing it for me. And I had never done music before, but I just told him I need to be on a song. And because we were just having fun with it, and of course we're basically best friends and brothers, he was just like, let's do it. And release so much music together, and everyone was just like, you need to do a song of your own. And I was just like, damn. And Razor Man came to be. But Question God, when he first sent it to me, the way you said, I listened to it like 10 times. I was just like, there's just something in this song that is abnormal. It just does not make sense. You know? So Caleb Awiti, he shall definitely get this message. He shall definitely listen to this podcast. But now going to the inspiration from the coast and all of that, I grew up listening to a lot of Bango. I don't know if you know Bango. And Brasso and Chakacha, which is a lot of that. A lot of my family is female. I think there's only like 3 boys in our family. My uncle, myself, and then a younger cousin. So going out to all of these events, and the women love this music. That's what they dance to all the time and all of that. And that's why now I say I love the aspect of live music, because you get to see all of these emotions. I take a lot of that from now that coastal experience, and that being now who I am as well. And coastal people are also very unapologetic. Coastal people, when you say what you feel, whether it's love, you don't mince your words. That's how you know.
Yeah, I know.
You just say it, you know? And also when you listen to a lot of coastal music, there's just there's the bounce of And so when you listen to a lot of my music as well, that bounce is there. Because anytime an African hears that bounce, you have
It's
to
something,
move.
yeah.
You have to move, you know? And so, yeah, just now being able to use a lot of natural instruments like the drums, talking about the bongos and the congas, a lot of brass instruments because bango is that, chakacha is that. Brasso is literally brass instruments. That's what it is. And just a lot of the sound being very raw. Don't overprocess too much. That's what a lot of that music is. It's just, let's go into studio, and the same way it's recorded, there's no mixing, by the way. That's how it goes. So of course I cannot do the not mixing, but all of that, just ensure that it's as raw as possible. And I think that's what listening to a lot of coastal music and being from the coast has taught me and has been able to influence me into being who I am.
Great. Wait, who's your producer currently?
My producer is basically a brother as well to me. Everyone that I move with is family to me. His name is Elvis Rimberia. We were in high school together. And I remember when he had started producing and was doing a lot of trap beats because that's what was going on. And I told him, forget that. Everyone is doing that. I know that you're producing, you've been doing it for like 3, 4, 5 months. You're young in this game, but listen to this song by so-and-so. Listen to Amare, listen to Bodge, listen to this, listen to that. I want you to take all of these different elements and make a different sound. And let's do this. And so, yeah, we created sound with Elvis, and Elvis produces all of my music. Produces, mixes, masters, that's it. If Elvis does not say it's good, then it doesn't come out. Respectfully.
I love that whole like artist-producer relationship. Like when one producer is like, "So this is the vision. It's what we fuck with."
Yeah.
Because it always makes a more cohesive project. I feel
Yes.
like instead of having so many people.
Yeah.
And he really
Picking
knows how
and
to
choosing.
bring. He knows how to bring out your voice. It's very important to find like a producer that can do
It is
that.
our mama.
Yeah.
And a position visually.
Yeah, and I think now that's what I was saying. For me, it's a lot of trial and error, getting to where you are. You know, many people are scared of releasing music until it's perfect. But one thing that I realized is you never think that something is perfect, and the only way that then you get to getting there is having that music out, having Hafare and you and Maali critique that music and say this should be different, do that, let's try this, let's try that, interacting with all of these people in the industry and learning, and then now you actually finally arrive at something that is perfect. So it's all just trial and error, and then yeah, we got to where we are now and could not be happier.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question for the two of you, based on something we've talked about on this podcast before. But I wanted to know what you two thought, because I think you guys have the coolest names ever. Yes, no, like as Razor Man and Blade Boy.
Blade Boy, wonderful.
But like coming up with like an artist persona, finding a name that sticks, a name that your fans can carry around and like use as the voice of like your gospel, basically.
Yes.
Coming up with a name like Razor Man, Maali, that's like your name, right?
Yeah.
Like the way that it's spelled, everything.
It's my name. It's
Beautiful.
my last name.
That's
Pretty much.
beautiful.
That
Wait,
is
your last name? What's your first name?
Would you ask Batman his first name?
Let's out him.
Would you ask Amma, it's there, the Batman.
No.
Sure.
Theodore, but he knows it was. It's Theodore Batman. All my friends call me that. Tell us more.
So yeah, like
What?
what's in a name? What's in coming up with
That's
the
very
name that you
important,
want to sell the sound that you're coming up with? How do you find the best name to represent the persona that you step into every time you step into the booth?
Before you answer this, I just want to point
Yeah.
out that the only reason we're having this discussion is because Sookie has told me to listen to an artist, and I told them I will never listen to an artist that has this work of a name. Like, I will go.
Damn.
Unaitwa hivi?
I
No.
want to
Hafare
ask
is
the
very
name,
big.
Let's not out him. Let's not out him. But I think Maali, you can start. Me, of course. Mine is a long one, but yeah.
Mine isn't short.
Yeah.
So it all started when I was 4.
I remember.
Before I turned 18, I did not want to do music. Let it be known that I have a big sister who is in music.
Me, actually, personally, mimi ni captain of the fan club. I
Of
am
that fan club.
Yes, I am
As you
captain
should.
of that fan
As
club.
you should.
Yeah.
Stands.
Zinnia has always wanted me to do music up until that point in my life. And we have said, hey, Zinani, me personally, the way I see life at this moment, everybody has their own thing. In every family, there can only be like one. Unless you're like an accountant or something. You can never get enough accountants. Business people, like, hey. But this is such a niche market you're dabbling in, my guy. You do that. Me, I'm gonna do this. But at that point in my life, I had a shift where everything I'd wanted to do up until that point, I no longer wanted to do. I knew I could do it. I wanted to do like aviation for one. I could do it. I could do it easily, flawlessly. Like, but every day would be so grey because I don't necessarily have to apply myself. Mind you, I'm that kid from like standard 3. Like, I haven't really applied myself. Maybe like the last 2 years, 16, from like 16 to 18 years old, I've applied myself. But up until that point, I have been the scourge of my mother's house. Oh, why don't you read? Why don't you read? Why don't you read? But then at the end of the term, I've come back. I'm like a steady like 5th or 6th in the class. Bro, I'm okay. I'm okay. I can come home for an entire term, watch Ben 10, sleep, wake up the next day, my friends, repeat. And life is good. But again, life would be very grey and meaningless. So the point where I leaned into my artistry, also after having conversations with my sister about songwriting and being true to yourself, as somebody that had gone by my first 2 names from kindergarten, which my first 2 names are Ivan Thomas. So on all my books, all exercise books, inside of every textbook, you're seeing Ivan Thomas, class 6A. Ivan Thomas, Ivan Thomas, Ivan Thomas. And I was like, yo, I think it's kind of like whack. Maybe a little bit colonialist of me. Just a little bit. Like, those are very... Ivan Thomas is crazy.
Ivan Thomas sounds like somebody who took part in the Russian Revolution.
Yeah,
Dog.
That's
An astute gentleman, mind you, with his hair slicked to the left, a top hat, a monocle.
Yeah.
The guy on the Monopoly thing
Yes.
looks like an
Yes.
Ivan Thomas. It's him. I have a whole African name. And I'm not using it at all. Why? Why is that? A name my mother
And
gifted
it's
to
gorgeous.
me. Why would I not use it? So I was like, yo,
Yeah.
if I'm going to do this artist thing, which I've never done, I've never considered doing, if I'm going to do it, I'd rather do it as myself. And what is more me than the unique name that my mother gave me? Come on.
You see, this
Facts.
is what I mean. This is a name.
Maze.
This is a brand you can trust. A name you can believe in.
Mind you, the first time I asked my mother what my name means, she said, I don't know. And I said, Mom, what do you mean you don't
You
know?
just gave me a name?
Like, be so like, look me in the eyes,
You know, it
Mom.
could be like one
What
of
do
those
you
people who was
mean?
just like, wait, unanimuite nini?
Like, you know,
You know they used to do that when you're born.
Yeah.
Like, I can guess. Sasa now what
Like,
do you
what's her
do?
name?
Yeah.
Hata mimi sijui. Unaona tumuite aje?
Bado
Bana.
ana jina.
Bado ana
Tumpe
jina.
hiyo.
That was the
Mpatie
first
hiyo.
time.
Even unajipata tu Marianette.
Yeah.
The second time I asked her, she said, oh, your name is like a Ugandan expression. Like, you know how people can say, wow, so your name means something like that. And I said, oh, better than the first time I asked. Not quite where I was hoping to land. At some point, I go to my barber's. There happens to be a new barber. I've been talking to him. I said, let me double in his seat today. I trust everybody in this general space. This guy I've known since I was a child. He trusts you, so I don't feel like waiting today. I'll cheat on my barber, but he'll be in the room I'm cheating on him in. So, you're
cutting your barber?
consensual.
Wait,
It's
you're cutting your barber?
consensual.
Wait,
It's consensual. It's consensual.
It's okay in the room.
It's
You know what I mean?
consensual. He's watching in the
As he
corner of the
watches?
room.
Crazy.
Yes.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Was he playing with this Ninika Kinyozi thing? When you watch?
So now I've asked this guy, hey, yo, see, you're from Uganda. I have this name, yeah? The name is Maali. First time I was told nothing. Second time I was told it means this. You're actually from there. What does it mean? I think it comes from this general area, maybe a branch of this family. And he says, Maali? I think that's a fish. And I was like, mimi ni mkosto. Fishes are a serious thing. All matter and manner of fishes have been dabbled in, sampled, tasted. I am a lake fish. A lake. I'm from the ocean, but I am named after a lake fish. My heart broke in that chair. I said, you can fuck up my cat. Sorry for cussing. You can mess it up, it's fine. It's the dog. It all made sense. Why? And then
I'm sorry, babe.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. And then I happened to meet somebody towards the end of last year that is a Ugandan. They come from a very educated Ugandan family, very knowledgeable family. And I asked them, hey, Nani, I would tap the wire, just shake the branch. I want to see what falls from there. Ask them what Maali means. And in essence, roughly translated, there's multiple meanings to the name. The one I choose to just portray to the general people, because it makes me feel cool, is Maali means truth. So when you say it's a brand you can trust, my God, I'm selling you the truth.
And that's the thing, like, because me, I look at it like, at his there's a, Troy Ave? He has a cohort of his called Avon Bloxdale. I hate that name so much. I listened to his project featuring a Skip. Featuring Skip. If I can't trust you, if you can't name yourself kitu mzuri, how can I trust you to make good music? The first step uliamka mtihani. The first step uliamka mtihani.
Before we knew you.
Before hata ukiwa kwa room kuuliza mabeshte wako, you should I call myself Avon Bloxdale? And they're like, yeah, those are not good friends. Those are people who want to see you. They are dreaming of your downfall.
Hafare, I keep telling you, you have name privilege. Like you were just born out the gate, your name was Hafare.
You know my English name. You know my English name. It has to balance out.
Watu wengine wanaitwa Nyagodhie.
Speak now.
Tuko hapa.
Like, oh wait,
no, I'm not having that one. I'm not having that one. I'm not having that one. I'm not having no slander on the name Nyagodhie. That's my.
I know. No, it's my name
it's
too.
actually
It's
her
my
name.
name too.
I'm saying I'm not having it. I'm not having
Love
it.
yourself, man.
No,
Goodness.
I've
You
owned
at
it.
least
I've owned it
jina
now.
yako
But
ya English ni
no, there was a point
Me,
where
I was
people used to
named
make
after-
fun of Nyagodhie.
I was named after a sprinter on
A
steroids.
lot. Yeah. Huh?
I was named after a sprinter on steroids.
That's kind of sick though.
Let's keep it moving, please.
Okay, let's keep it moving. No, Razor Man, you have not told us
Yeah.
the origins of the Wembe name.
So, I was named after my great-grandfather.
Was it called Razor?
No. Now, my English names, also my very colonialist names were from him. But in the village that we come from in Mombasa, which is called Freetown, everyone used to call him Mzewembe. So this one time, I think we had gone to my village. It was my great-grandmother's birthday. She was turning 80-something, I think 85 or something like that. And we had gone now with my best friend's family and just all of us. And when you drive into the compound, right at the gate, there's a plaque that says Mzewembe's residence. So later on, my friends were just like, yo, by the way, so they're asking my mom, why is it written Mzewembe's residence at the gate? And so my mom now begins to tell them about how my grandfather was the only guy with a Merc in the village. He used to walk with a cane. He has a top hat, smooth with the ladies, dressed well. He was just well put together guy. And when they listened to that story, they were just like, there's a reason that you're named after him, because you just emulate everything that he was, and of course now to add on to all of that, your voice is deep and the ladies just love listening to you and all of that, and they were like, we can't call you Mzewembe because that was him, so let's make it Gen Z now and have it be something silly but cool. And so it started as a silly nickname that only like 3 people used to call me, Razor Man. And so when I started music, and I was thinking of what artist name am I going to give myself in that phase of what am I going to call myself? And all of my friends, including Caleb, were just like, boss, you already have a name. And this name is who you are. There's nothing else that you're going to name yourself. We will not allow you to name yourself anything else. And so for me, I was just like, also just paying homage to where I'm from and who I am and all of that. Razor Man was just a perfect name for me. It was just literally who you're supposed to be. Just a clean-cut guy. And that's how you are. That's it. And so it stuck. And everyone loved the name and I couldn't get rid of it. There was no option for me to change my name halfway through the journey or anything like that. So, yeah. That's what it is.
Nice.
Lovely.
At least these are the backstory makes sense. The names are dope.
Yeah.
At least a Razor Man song
It
had
holds
like
water.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
like you've captured the essence, Kabisa. Yeah.
Now, onto something you're talking to Suki about, the Wanderlust parties. Like I've never been to one, and I feel
Shame.
like I should.
Shame.
It always happens when I'm always committed to something else.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing. It's always like, oh, new weekend. Oh fuck, I need to go do this. I need to go see that. So I and it's not like one of those, it's every month. Like, somebody tweeted the other day at you're wondering when Gondwana is, and it's happening right now.
Every
Exactly.
every
But
You're wondering like, where's the next Gondwana right now? Like it's happening.
Yeah.
So for like a Wanderlust party, I wouldn't know when the next one would be. So if next time by then I'm going to be very intentional in planning, because a lot of my friends go there, even a lot of my friends not outside the creative space, they also like to go for that thing. So I really want us to be there and just experience the vibe.
No. Listen. There's something that Maali said when I asked him about the Wanderlust party at first, and I want you to repeat it on camera, because I thought it was a beautiful encapsulation of what the party is and what it serves in, I guess, Nairobi entertainment culture. Because it's you said that it was a segment of Nairobi culture that hasn't really been captured as well. Like stan culture. We have stans in Nairobi. And like not stans in the sense that like, like everybody that goes for Wanderlust party is like a stalker, but like we love pop music.
I'm glad you're acknowledging the stands are criminals.
Nah. Like tukona beehive, tukona nini, but like, us we're kind of subtle. We're Nairobians. We're like just into pop music in general, and I think that's what's most beautiful about the Wanderlust parties. So would you be able to tell us like how the idea started, what you guys were trying to serve, or if you have any word from Ashton, because I also know you guys do the Nali Bros routine, which I needed to capture on the podcast.
Should have been here to do that one, no?
Dog.
Man, no, like you have to come back with Ashton. You do.
That's
You
okay.
do.
So now, as far as the origins of the Wanderlust party are concerned, I will hold that for another day. See you guys in episode 69, respectfully. That being said,
Hashtag me this weekend.
Oh, I'm trying to be like you, my
boy.
boy.
Exactly. The only thing I don't have in Nairobi is money, and that's coming.
Amen.
I have actualized everything else. in this
Everything else
city.
is there.
Every single thing you could do in this city,
Yeah.
umefanya twice over.
done.
But yeah, like pop music, 2000s music. What do you think? Why do you think it has to be highlighted? Why do you think we have to have like spaces like that in Nairobi?
I'll give a broad
Yes, very broad. It's okay.
answer. For one, I'll start by saying there is a complaint or grievance from the general Kenyan people that Kenya doesn't have a sound. That's on the one hand. On the other hand, people love the fact that Kenyans we adapt. We adapt. We're good. We're like Kenya as a country is that friend that, hey Nani, so there's a bash like in Limuru right now. You want to go? And we're like, okay. we go. Tomorrow is Sunday. We're fine. Tomorrow is Monday. I have work at 8. So you'll be back at 5 in the morning. I'll be fine. Kenya is that friend. We are adaptable. We are accepting. We are loving of all of music. Come rain, come shine. We will be burnt. We will not be burnt. We will still have the music. You're starting your career. You're starting your career in Ghana. Come here. Come here. We got you. We've got you.
Yeah.
We will learn at least 3 songs. At least have them scattered. Beginning, middle, end of your set. You'll have a great time. Regardless, you'll be screaming. Tying all of that back into the Wanderlust party, Nairobi specifically is very metropolitan. We've been listening to a lot of music. The music we listen to from home that tends to blow up isn't necessarily pop music of that nature. Ashton is, for one, a very business-savvy human being, which blows me away, because why is your brain like that? For one. 2, because for me, I'm more instinctual, I think. I am also very creative, but he's just business-savvy. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
No, the ideas behind the party are always so fucking,
Dog.
What? Like the Nicki Minaj one blew my fucking mind. Like a party specifically for barbs.
Dog.
How great.
Dog.
How wonderful.
All those criminals in one place.
Wow.
It
Girl.
wasn't me.
It
Hey,
was
don't
me.
say don't
It
say
was
that.
me.
They
You
love me. They love me out there. Don't change that. I don't want that to
Maybe
change.
you can dox me if you want. I live in the fucking bush.
They're not gonna find you.
There's no street view where I live.
Man said like Shironge come and beat me.
Exactly. If you can get past the feces,
Animals.
literal and figuratively,
You're good.
the buffaloes,
Ooh, is
The
that a double
lions, dog, the
entendre?
lions.
Ooh,
cheki.
spicy.
Minim creativity mbaya sana.
He's trying to shoot his shot at this artistry thing, you
Come
know.
on.
But,
Shoot my shot.
Have me on a custom.
Steph Curry.
Oh, the shot was short.
It's been
Steph Curry.
Clean.
From half court.
Dog.
Nothing but net actually.
ooh.
Don't play with me, baby.
Anyways,
So,
yes.
Ashton found business savvy. He is one, a lover of pop music as a whole, and two, in general, a great songwriter. And people don't know this. I know this, and I'm telling all of you people, Ashton Lawrence is a great songwriter, specifically for pop music. Me, I do R&Bs respectfully. I also like to touch alt music, rock sometimes. You know, the things that make me happy. Am I putting a la 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 in the middle of the song after the chorus? Absolutely not. Ashton will find that la la la, the ooh, that kakachi in nini earwormy thing. He'll find
Yeah.
it. That being said, in him doing the Wanderlust party, which has been going on for I think 4 years now, bubbling, fluctuating, so to speak, growing. Ashton decided he's going to do, which a lot of people should do and do, not poop.
Cut the mics.
yeah, I was just like,
So he was right there. He was right there. When you're venturing into a new business or venturing into an idea that you like, more often than not, the thing that I guess should be motivating you is the fact that you like it. The guy likes pop music, and he saw clearly, hey, why aren't they playing Beyonce in the club?
There's a gap actually. As
Huge.
the resident, and Sookie will tell you this.
Major.
As I am a huge pop music fan.
Yes.
I love pop music.
We
a
all
lot.
are.
Me,
Bro,
yangu
you
nile
should
baka.
have been there on Saturday.
Because me,
Yeah.
like, I would love for Ashton to come here to tuongele tu nani.
Yeah.
Sophia Ellis Bextor.
No, we shall.
And Carly
We
Rae
shall.
Jepsen. I love Carly Rae
Dog.
Jepsen. Hey, last year I was telling you, one of my top 5 albums last year, Carly Rae Jepsen's album was Pop Perfection.
Dog.
Just where this year. Ooh, that feels good.
Ashton will love you.
Anakwambia.
Yeah.
Kylie Minogue has a
Oh.
Padam. Kylie
No,
Minogue is one of my favorite artists. I go through her discography every year from top to bottom. So please, Ashton, you're gonna be watching
I'm
this.
really
Come
looking
on
forward
board. We
to
just
it.
tuongele pop music because me,
Dog.
Was it?
it always feels weird being this guy that always like listens
Yeah.
to a lot of hip hop.
Yeah.
And then in the middle of a conversation, I'm like, yo, have you guys listened to the new Sophia Ellis?
Yeah.
She has a new album, Sophia Ellis Bextor.
No, I'm saying I'm being that person.
Oh.
Who?
Yeah.
Okay, over my head. Over my,
What song do
over
they
my
have?
head. Like you're comparing Danny Minogue, Baby, Paloma Faith, you know, the
But,
usuals. KTB. I was talking about somebody about KTB to somebody, Jan, and they were like, "Who the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
You guys don't know. I keep it moving on the dance floor, on the dance floor. Hey.
Just like how.
So yeah, I want to come for Wanderlust, but if that's the vibe,
You must.
and
Dude.
I will do all the drugs.
These are
So you know, I will do all the
feel-
drugs.
I feel-
Nataingia for
Uko-
high out of my mind. Nimefurahia aje
Wait.
when they start hitting those high notes.
Uko hapo.
Carry me to heaven. SpongeBob with the earphones on,
dog.
floating.
So the Wanderlust party encapsulates the pop experience. We're there before the show has even officially started. People are streaming in. We're just playing the general opening playlists. Everybody that's there, and it's getting pretty packed. We are
Yeah.
all singing at the any starships were meant to fly in perfect unison.
Yeah.
Everywhere I look, somebody has their hand like politely
Bro,
raised.
I can't see anybody's like abdomen. Like that's whenever I see the story, it's like heads. It's packed and it's moved. And I know how move like
Yeah,
looks.
it's not
Dog.
the biggest of
The space-
spaces.
And I
Yeah.
feel like the
Yeah.
consistency also of that
Yeah.
space. Like
Yes.
what has Move been like as a host space?
Move has been a lovely space. Honestly, I can say nothing but positive things to the space and to the owner, Kags. Kags is one of my favorite people. He's our boy. He's very opening. He's very open to sharing his space with creatives. He wants to diversify his space in as many ways as possible, and he does. There's only so many places I can name off the top of my head, maybe on one hand, that are accepting of all people, if you catch my drift.
Yes, I get you.
Kags doesn't care. Kags will see me and Ashton and the rest of the Wanderlust team, who also do a phenomenal job. Every single person has their role, and they do it very, very well. Kags will see us, the people like Washington and Joy who work there. They serve people, they ask them for the orders, etc., 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 etc. They see us and they just know, oh, it's today.
Yeah. It's going to be a long day.
Gosh. Okay.
Have the pre-orders on hold. Have the pre-orders on hold. The boys
Dog,
about to sell
I
out.
just need you to put 3 cocktails in the fridge for me. I'll come and find them at different parts of the night. I do not want to be standing at the bar later, because now people will forget they were ordering their drink. They've turned around from the bar is behind them, and and I'm like, hey dog, my guy, I've been trying to get one Cosmo for like the last 2 hours. I am the host today.
Cosmo.
My mouth is parched.
You need to be a bad bee when you go for these events, man.
Dog.
Cosmo, how Sex in the City of you?
So,
Just sometimes.
sorry to divert completely. Like, this is a segue of segues, because I want to touch on every aspect of your creativity, all of you. Like, it's incredible also to see that Maali, you bake.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, and then I watched your Someone's Uncles.
Yeah.
I think it was I opened this season actually.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Your episode came right before mine.
Razor, do you also cook?
In an extremely hungover state.
Maali can speak for me. Maali can speak for me. You know when you say you can cook, many people are just like, everyone says that. You know?
I'm proposed to. I don't know. What wanapekanga na coconut milk for everything. Like people who use whole spices.
There
Just
you
check it
go.
now. This people will cook for your girl and they'll delete your number.
Yeah.
Wejua hivyo sawa. Dem yako atakublock. Unashangaa mbona sioni WhatsApp DP?
There's a story I was about to say here, but it's not for the masses. Let me.
Off mic.
That week.
Off mic,
something.
Wait, but Maali, do you still make cinnamon rolls?
I do bake cinnamon rolls for orders, but I also just do it for fun. My mother is the entrepreneur of entrepreneurs. If there's a business, she's done the business and currently still does the business. So call her whenever, she'll find a way to do it,
No.
Oh, yeah, I can do it. How am I going to do it? Either way, one of the primary things she does do is bake. She has a company called Sweet Addiction. And because she's been baking my entire life, and me and my siblings' entire lives collectively, we just know how to do some things, which I don't realize until I'm in certain instances. Two being, for one, when somebody is ordering a cake for somebody else's birthday and the cake arrives, I will quietly judge them and their tastes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
One of those ones.
I'm sorry, but it's true. I will taste the cake and be like, oh, you put like a dash too much of baking powder, my guy.
Dry.
It's too dry. It's too dry. These I can see you didn't separate the egg from you didn't separate the yolk from the whites.
Yeah.
You overbeat the whites, and then you I can feel it. Something is fresh cream with passion. On a white on a black forest. What's going on? What's going on? That's one.
You remind me of Uncle Roger just hating.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Jesus Christ. It's kind of bad.
Wait, and I'd also wanted to ask you about opening for Anthony Hamilton. How is that show?
Immense. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And considering I'd also I think I talked to you earlier about the first time I saw you perform live was at Gold Nairobi at the Blues Restaurant. I think it was September 2021. I was watching those videos today.
Damn.
So when you said that, you listen to a lot of Asha, I was like, yo. Okay, yeah, I saw that. You have your shirt unbuttoned, you're vibing, you're owning your performance, you're stepping into a different persona, basically. And how did you carry that into the Anthony Hamilton performance? What was that like? How did that all come together? And what was that experience for your career?
That is a wonderfully
It's a
structured
very-
question.
Yeah?
Like, great.
Thank you.
Like, you've given me so much to work with. Like, I know exactly where I'm starting and ending. For why you knee your finger?
You need to wrap that.
Okay. With Gold Nairobi, I was performing with Clef and Bandana, Nkatha, Chris Barr, in addition to Kagwa and a bunch of other artists in circulation. Kinoti was there for one or two.
Yes.
Gold Nairobi was phenomenal for me because monthly I was able to set targets for myself as an artist. In addition to what I said earlier about what my artist name means and leaning into that, at some point in 2020 during COVID, I did an artist development course, and one thing I learned was that as an artist, you shouldn't. Some people have alter egos, sour. So like who Sia is at home and who Sia is on stage. Beyonce and I've forgotten the other one for Beyonce.
Sasha Fierce.
Thank you. I was about to say something
Yeah.
savage, and I was going to trauma badly, and they would hate me for it. What I learned in the artist development course is that you should be a heightened version of yourself. So you're not too detached from who you actually are that you start to lose yourself in the plot. You're still you. Like, I'm still witty and I'm still a very goofy person, but now I'm doing it at the most extroverted it can be done, or the most introverted it can be done, if depending on the set. So with Gold, I was able to structure myself in that way and set challenges, live up to my own expectations of self or not, and fail, learn from it, and keep building. By the time I'm doing Anthony Hamilton, I am doing it with a certain caliber of musician and musicians that have been doing this. They are as trained can be. They are as confident as confidence allows. They're asking me to sing songs that are not in my range. My throat hurts every day. It hurts so much, but
Where?
I want to be like dogs. Oh, hey. You're ruining it, fam.
Whoa.
You're ruining it.
You're ruining it.
Could your money standard?
Hey. Not like that, Nani.
How can you tell me if you already tuned?
Shout out to Yana. Shout out to the homie Yana. How can I tell my already
So yes, Anthony Hamilton was its own live experience.
And it was you. Iana was also there.
I was there. Iana was there. An artist called Andia, who's a very close friend
Yes,
of all of us.
Andy as well.
I was
You guys are
there.
the Clouds, no?
We are part of the Clouds, yes. Who will be performing this Sunday at Blankets and Wine?
Yes.
Will you be in attendance?
Tukutane.
Tune in.
You
The
know
next
me.
episode of Breaking Hertz.
To be continued.
Exactly. So
Wait.
yeah. You have a question?
Yes. No, I had a question for Razor specifically. For your about your performance practice. So you've told us
Yes.
who your influences are when it
Yes.
comes to bringing an act to life,
Yes.
right? But if you had like an ambitious project that you wanted to do, like the most ambitious performance that you could ever do, and Maali as well, I want you to answer this because Anthony Hamilton sounds like it was like a very aspirational experience,
Yeah.
but like it's not the peak for you. So what would the peak look like? Yeah, what conditions would you require? And I've been asking this question since I think Analo came here.
Yes.
Because she gave us like the breakdown of every single like component of a performance that would like not just blow her mind, but it would bring her sound to life in the way that she
Yes.
would want it to.
Yes.
So what are your ideal conditions? What would you want to see that you haven't seen in the performance space yet?
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a heavy question.
That is a lot.
But like based on what
Elevator
you've already
pitch.
done, like
Yes.
the interaction you have with your crowd,
Yes.
what's doable, and yeah, what do you see as being possible
For me,
you?
number one is finding sound engineers in this country who understand my voice, for one. Because that is, to enjoy Razor Man music, you need, it's always an issue of we couldn't hear you at this point and this was going on and whatnot. And because guys are so used to working with us, EQing a certain type of voice, they don't really try. And so being able to find, for first off, good sound, because getting good sound in this country for events is just something. Good sound engineers, people who understand that an event is an experience. I normally tell people for Razor Man, it's not just a concert. It's an experience. You can have attended an event that I have organized and did not even see me perform because you probably drank too much and you passed out and whatnot was happening and you had to leave early.
Yeah.
But from the moment you were ticketing to the moment you left, you were just like, that is just
Blissful.
something that I've never seen before, and now that just comes down to security, venue, being able to curate the right lineup and not just bringing everyone on stage because they sell tickets and whatnot, having sound that makes sense all together at the same time. I think that is what we're lacking as a country and as an entertainment industry, quite a lot. Many people are lacking that, and I don't blame people because of COVID and whatnot. We've switched to just wanting money, and we've forgotten that events are meant to be experiences. And so if I and that's actually the reason I don't perform everywhere and all the time, is because I cannot perform at an event just for the sake of performing or because of money. It needs to be conducive for the people that I'm bringing to that event.
That's true.
So it's just, can we offer a perfect experience for people? Can they feel safe, have a good time, and just say that, that is an event that we'll pay 10,000 shillings for, and we don't feel bad. So yeah.
It's very important.
Maali,
Maali?
as we wrap.
I don't think I have a great answer for that question at this time, only because in a similar way to gold, I will consistently find a new higher high. But I will say, at the very least, I want the standard of my live performances to be reminiscent of Michael Jackson. Not that I'll be
Leaning
I
at
can't.
45 degrees.
dog. Not in what he was doing, but like he said, in the experience of it all. It's not a great thing to wish for, but ideally I would want somebody to pass out upon seeing me get to the stage, or like rise from beneath the stage on like an elevating
Actually, now that you've said
platform,
that,
that kind of thing.
I get you.
One thing I love that they do abroad at the bigger concerts, stadiums. One thing I love is the programmed tag. I like that people have the light up tags that are programmed in the way that at some point in the middle of the performance, depending on the song, kind of like how football fans are so involved that they have the big banners, but they also have like those like two cards they hold up, and then it'll make somebody's face, that kind of thing. To do that with light would be really dope. Leaning further into light, have either of you watched Step Up 3?
Ooh,
Kitambo.
girl.
Hey, there's been a minute.
But I'm gonna rewatch now.
So you know how in Step Up 3 they had the thing where they have like the LED.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I would want to do that, yes, me and my team, but also the audience. So in essence, maybe everybody's wearing different clothing, but when the moment is captured, and it will be captured, we were all uniform in a way and we were all involved in this. More recently, was it recently? I don't know. Either recently I saw a video of Coldplay, and when they were doing their song Yellow, the entire crowd was yellow, and I thought that was so dope.
That's so
In addition to that, there's just a lot of random things that I'm going to end up doing, and it'll be really cool, so just be there.
I think
For sure. That's the most important.
just to add on to that, because you mentioned Michael Jackson. For me, if to have a performance that is a performance of quality, it has to be Burna Boy standards.
Nice.
Has to
Burna
be
Boy, Madison Square
Madison
Garden.
Square Garden. Even his concert in the UK
Yeah.
a few weeks back was madness. But what he's done with the album that he released, Love Damini and all of that, that is what
At the very least.
at the very least, that is what needs to be done.
Thank you for not mentioning the other man. Anyway, we have come to the end of the episode. It's been so much fun. I feel
Yeah,
like
it
we
has.
could talk about a lot
Quite
more.
a lot.
For
But
long.
you guys will be back for sure.
Part 2 for sure?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure
Definitely.
we'll just talk to management where check
Tafadhali. Yeah.
1 month from now, so you come to
Gang.
very quickly.
Gang.
So before we wrap, just quickly just plug whatever you have. Where can people find your music? Any shows coming up? March? Anything?
Start.
Thank you. Again, hey everybody, my name is Maali. For one, I've enjoyed being on Breaking Hertz today, and I look forward to being back here again.
Yeah.
You can find me at My Name is Maali on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok. I'm doing pretty well on TikTok. Sometimes I do a thing with a friend, if not with family. I just find random, interesting, cool things to post. There's no strategy really, but anyways, whatever. Dog. I have a show tomorrow, but I don't think this will be posted.
This will come out on Thursday.
Either I had a show on this Tuesday that passed. I hope you are there. If not, we come for the one on Sunday. So I'll have done. Am I speaking to people in the future? That's insane.
Yes, you are. Yes.
That's
Like happy Eid, you
insane.
bastard.
Come through for Blankets and Wine on Sunday, the 2nd of July. I will also be participating in a show with Razor Man on the 6th. I don't know if that's information I should have said, but I've said this now.
Okay.
Damn.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all
Where will the
good.
show be?
It will be a Beer District performance with the Legeza Drum on the 6th of July, of course, at Beer District. It's possibly going to be one of my last shows in a while. So if you can make it, make sure you make it, because it's going
Will
to
you be there?
It's going
You
to be a
must.
Razor Man performance. It's going to be a night of Razor Man. Yani, you just need to go through my whole discography. And my whole discography is like 45 songs. So definitely won't do 45 songs, but you need to know everything, just in case. So yeah, that's going to be on the 6th. And as for myself, I also have a song coming out. Since you're watching this on Thursday, it's coming out tomorrow. I have not announced the name of the song, but you'll it's coming out on Thursday. The song is going to be called Needing, and it's a single off of an upcoming EP special for the Breaking Hertz, because I've not told anyone this.
Come on.
World
So-
premiere. Hapa ndo tunafaa kurudisha masauti za Funk
Bad,
Master Flex.
So Needing is going to be coming out on Friday, which is tomorrow when you're watching this, and then the show on the 6th, and then I retract and work on this EP, work on finalizing that, but yeah.
Lovely.
So, thank you guys so
Let me
much.
add
Thank
one
you
more
for
thing.
having
Yeah,
us.
that's
You can find me as Maali on any streaming platform, and you can find him as
Razor Man and The Razor Man on all social media platforms.
yes.
Yeah.
That's all.
Thank you guys so much.
Lovely.
It's been so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this has been like the Analo episode.
Man,
I feel like
this was-
you guys have taken over the show. It's not our show now, it's your show. But thank you so much. We really do appreciate it for coming in for our
Thanks for
next
having
set of
us,
recordings.
man. And
The
sharing
first
your
guest of the
stories.
next set of recordings, sharing your story. We have to do this again.
Yes.
And now, before you close, if you're going to take one thing from this episode, just one thing, sir, it's very important to not cheat on your barber with a Ugandan man.
Damn.
They lie to you and
When you put it like that, it doesn't sound
In
nice.
2023, you still believe men.
Damn.
Ugandan men, in fact.
Damn.
So, guys, it's been episode 32 of
Yes.
Breaking Hertz. Thank you so much for vibing with us. Catch us in the next one. If you see us outside this weekend,
Say hi.
I know you didn't.
Can I-
If you see us this weekend, if you see me this
Shots
weekend and I said
Papa
I'm coming back, I'm sorry I didn't come back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It was all cap.
It was cap.
So yeah, thank you guys so much for vibing with us. Thank you guys for being with us here on another episode. Catch you guys in the next one.
Teach them how to
Like,
sign out.
peace.
Teach them how
One.
to sign out.
So teach us.
On the count of 3, there's only one word that you should say, and that's twende. Mko tayari?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Twende.
That's it, my people.
Thank you so much.
That's so much
man.
fun.